Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. I would like to encourage everyone on my Facebook friends list, everyone in my social groups, and all of my listeners worldwide. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button and share this video podcast with your friends, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube page. It's free. Help make this video podcast go viral by posting this link to your Facebook page, your Instagram page, and or on your Twitter page. This video podcast is available in three forms: audio, video, and as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. We have upgraded our platform by moving from an audio podcast to a video podcast using StreamYard technology. We want to interact with our audience in real time through the chat room during our live streaming. I want to know if there is anyone on my Facebook friends list or anyone in my social groups that reside in the United States who knows how to do a professional fundraising. If so, please get in contact with me. Send me a message to my Facebook inbox. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our interactive Black grassroots media component. We discuss controversial topics that you don't hear about in the mainstream media. We're committed to reporting truthful and accurate news. We believe that now is the time for a comprehensive new strategy and a new movement for Black people / African people. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list, everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. I give the Black authors and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents to my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcasts and YouTube channel to help them generate extra revenue. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing, and legal services, all for free. Here on out, we're going to use our GoFundMe page as an indicator of our progress in getting this film project fully funded and made. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group here in America before I cut and run to Africa. At this time, all I can do is news commentary because I have little to no support. And so, it is what it is. We host our virtual conference every last Saturday of the month until we are able to raise the capital to fund our film project. Our film project, quote, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins, is a solution-based docudrama which is based on my experience growing up in the inner cities of Chicago and the purpose why I created the grassroots community activist movement in the first place. This is our Black Panther moment, except it's not owned by Disney, it's owned by us. We want to get this film in front of 500 million people worldwide. We will offer a 21st century solution for both domestically within the United States of America and throughout the diaspora. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I'm unable to do my job. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States of America from the following African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Please stand up and work with me. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, the sooner we can build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago and expand it to the African continent, starting in South Africa. Once the proceeds from the docudrama starts pouring in, then I will be in a better position financially to purchase property in Chicago, buy office equipment, and hire qualified Black middle class professionals and African immigrants within the United States of America. I will run my Christian business the way I run my home, drama-free. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago's mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through art, culture, commerce, spiritual development, and hosting African tours in 10 African nations. We're going to meet people from my African group, Rakai of Africa. I will bring the best of the diaspora to each African nation so that we can set up local chapters and do international trade among our brothers and sisters on the continent. We will reconnect Black entrepreneurs with African entrepreneurs, Black artists with African artists. In this Christian business, our objective is to heal from enslavement and colonization. Today's topic of discussion is as follows. Where are the African heroes? The second topic, Pharrell's Black-owned business initiatives. Is it real or fake? Our first topic. This topic may move people a certain way. I found a video entitled, quote, I built 100 wells in Africa, unquote. I encourage all of my listeners to please go to my Medium page and look for the exact title of this presentation, then scroll down to show and prove. The video was about a white man helping Africans by creating wells in several African villages or interior, or you could say the African slums. Now he is labeled as a white savior, but where's the black saviors? They called him Mr. Beast. He went to Kenya, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Somalia, and Cameroon, installing 100 wells across Africa. His organization gave new computers to African schools and bikes for the children. When it comes to philanthropy, I don't care if the person is green. If they are doing it from their heart, that's fine with me. Africa would not need a white savior if there were plenty of African heroes doing the job. There's no reason why everyone in Africa should not have access to clean running water. I wish my Christian business, Rakai of Chicago, was up and running in America, because I would have expanded this business to 10 African nations and used my business to build things that the African community needs, like technology. For example, in South Africa, we will focus on improving load shedding, which is another word for rolling blackouts, in exchange for citizenship. I'm not going to hate on one man, no matter what race or gender that person is, just as long as they are putting in the work. Mr. Beast is doing a great job. I know some people are saying his intentions aren't pure because he's recording it for the public. But doggone it, that's what you have to do if you want to try to get donations. I don't care. All I know is there are Africans who who now have access to clean running water. African leaders have to take that L for that, because what is the African government doing about this problem? They should be embarrassed. You have to have foreigners coming over doing that type of work. You have all these African people who reside in the village drinking and relying on dirty water to wash their clothes. Those brothers and sisters need access to clean running water. I don't care who is doing the work, just as long as the job is getting done. Like I said, you have white saviors because there's a lack of black saviors on the continent. They now have access to clean running water, and they have a new bridge and transportation. In 2023, you have African people that reside in the village or the interior who don't have access to clean running water. You got other racial groups like Europeans or Chinese stepping up to do the work. Africans should be concerned about how much access this guy will have in those communities. This exposes career politicians who are not connected with their citizens, because this is something that the government should have been doing, like building roads and infrastructures in those villages. But they don't care about the people, just like here in America. A lot of our black politicians are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites. It is what it is. Now, all of a sudden, you have foreigners trying to fix the issues. I want to see the demographics of people who are mad about Mr. Beast making an impact in Africa. Our people will start to believe in them more than us. The problem we see is the African politicians, they're not in sync with their people, and it has to take a foreigner to come to Africa and solve basic problems. As it stands, Africa is full of corruption. You can bribe an African politician because they have no sense of community. They never believe that their consequences can be devastating to the whole community. That is the mentality that I worry about in what's going on in Africa. Once we get Rakai Chicago up and running in America, for, like I say, for credibility, before we expand to Africa, we want African politicians to work together as a team so we can build many things on the continent. Black Americans need to get involved with African issues. Our goal is to create awareness about the social issues going on in Black America as well as on the African continent. Please leave a public comment on my YouTube page about the topic. Most of all, share this video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, Pharrell, Black-owned business initiatives. Is it real or fake? Pharrell seemed interested in supporting Black-owned businesses. I provide a video clip about his business on my Medium page. The name of his business is called Black Ambition. And all you have to do is go to my Medium page and look for the exact title of this presentation and scroll down to Show and Prove, and you would find it. I have a few questions about his efforts. Here's a summary of Pharrell Williams' initiative to help Black-owned businesses. Number one, Black Ambition Initiative. Pharrell's Williams launched an initiative named, quote, Black Ambition to support Black and Hispanic entrepreneurs. 2. Financial support. The initiative provides significant financial backing, including the chance for minority-owned businesses to win substantial funding, up to $1 million in some cases. Number 3, focus on startups. The initiatives particularly target Black-owned startups, aiming to bridge funding gaps and provide essential capital. Number 4, annual competition. Black Ambition includes an annual competition where entrepreneurs can pitch their business ideas. Number 5, support beyond funding. In addition to financial support, the initiative offers mentorship and resources to help these businesses grow and succeed. Number 6, addressing funding disparities. The initiative was partly inspired by the disparities in venture capital funding for Black and Hispanic entrepreneurs. Number 7, empowering underrepresented entrepreneurs. Pharrell's initiative is focused on empowering underrepresented entrepreneurs in industries where they are traditionally marginalized. Number 8, encouraging innovation by providing resources and capital. Black Ambition aims to encourage innovation and new business ventures within the Black and Hispanic communities. Number 9, building sustainable businesses. The goal is not just to launch businesses, but to build sustainable, growth-oriented enterprises. Number 10, national impact. While Pharrell's Williams is known for his ties to Virginia, his initiative has a national scope aiming to impact entrepreneurs across the United States. This initiative represents a significant effort to level the playing field for Black and Hispanic entrepreneurs, providing them with the tools and resources necessary to succeed in competitive markets. Today, we're going to talk about the singer, rapper, and fashion icon, Pharrell Williams. He has introduced some initiatives to help Black-owned businesses to obtain capital. I really like this, and I think it's a great idea. I thought I should discuss this with the family and do a quick critical analysis about what he's doing and give some feedback on what ways this might be more impactful for the CAM members worldwide. Let's do a quick audio check. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and name the city you're from in the chat room or in the comment section below this video podcast. As you guys know, we've been talking about the need for capital for Black-owned businesses for 17 years. I started talking about this because I've always been a believer that the one thing Black people need is Black economic empowerment, not more votes, because this voting has no power if you don't have an economic base, because politicians work for the people that give them donations. They work for the people who fund their campaign. They don't work for people who vote for nothing. They get the Black vote, and then they make all these empty promises that they never keep. But for other groups, they always keep promises to those who write the check. If Black people build ourselves up economically, and if we make smart decisions economically by practicing group economics, then that's going to override anything that you can do at the ballot box. When independent black minds talk like this, the white supremacist financial elites get scared and they get very upset when a black man educated educate his people and is speaking honestly about the facts that these career politicians have done nothing for our community. Just look at any black district that these black politicians are supposed to represent. Our children are being slaughtered like animals in our neighborhoods that vote for the same Democrat every year. Voting, going to church, and getting a job are the three things black Americans have done for the past 400 years. I'm not against black people having a job. I mean, a lot of us have jobs, but that's not going to get you real power in the United States of America. That's real. So, real Williams is doing this thing where he is working with a lot of corporate partners to raise money for black-owned businesses. I don't have all the specifics, but since 2020, he has something called, quote, the Black Ambition Fund, unquote, that support over 5,000 businesses and award resources to 101 winners. They support black and Latino people. The only issue, not all Latinos want to build that black and brown coalition. Many of them do not identify with the black struggle. In Latin America or South America, many of the lighter complexion Latinos practice anti-black racism. As I mentioned in my revised book, you have millions of black people living in Brazil and Colombia and other places that get treated very badly. North America was built off the backs of our ancestors. This country was built making money off of black people's labor. That's why America owes descendants of American slaves reparations in the form of cash payments. I have a whole podcast on Spotify called, quote, How to Make Money Without Working. We talk about financial literacy. I'm asking you to take the same energy that you use to make your landlord rich, your car dealer rich, or the owner of that local Gucci store rich. In Kyle, Chicago, we will teach our members and students about how they can build their own businesses, both nonprofits as well as for-profits. These are the things we will study like science. We understand the racial wealth gap between blacks and whites. America don't really want to solve the racial wealth gap because it benefits America. If you have not done so, please purchase my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition, and help get this book on the bestsellers list so that people can take our cause serious. You can get my revised book on my Amazon author page. I provide the link in the comments section below this video podcast. I also provide the link to our film project on our GoFundMe page. Also, in the comments section below this video podcast. Getting back to Pharrell Williams, he is doing this initiative where he's partnering with different companies and different banks. I think the first one I heard about was something he was doing in an interview with Forbes. He is dedicated to supporting Black and Hispanic entrepreneurs. Let's start with the nonprofit piece. He wrote the song, quote, Drop It Like It's Hot, unquote. I think that the idea that Black businesses should be looked upon as a sort of charitable exercise is really flawed. America tends to view black celebrities who support black businesses as something they do on their spare time. One of the things about charity is that charity is a lot more difficult to sustain, and there is an inherent racism that comes with the fundamental assumptions that black-owned business, black business owners are charity case. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will have a non-profit sector and also a for-profit sector, which will benefit the low-income African American community. The reason I set it up like that is because that if you read my book, I do mention that Good Kind of Chicago was going to start off as a for-profit type of business, but I had a hard time, getting investors. So that's how come, in the book, I said, I want to start off like that, but also I know how to do nonprofits as well. So I had to switch up a little. But bottom line, this business is going to be twofold. We're going to have a nonprofit sector and a for-profit sector. The for-profit sector is where we're going to make our bread and butter. And so in the nonprofit sector, that's where we are doing more like charity work. We will provide quality programs and services to local black residents on the west side of Chicago, and eventually we're going to expand to the south side of Chicago. Under our for-profit sector, the County of Chicago will own and control our community grocery store, community health care clinic, and community housing. This will be considered the red zone. We will promote the best in Midwest R&B, gospel, and hip-hop. State-of-the-art bowling alley, high rope adventure courses, captivating game room ventures, and the latest video and amusement. Stylish villageries, energetic dance rooms, and high-quality African immigrant restaurants from Africa, as well as Afro-Brazilian restaurants, Afro-Caribbean restaurants, and African-American restaurants. Various businesses, on-site child daycare, and an on-site music recording studio for our students making Black empowerment films and stage plays. In addition, we will host family fun activities, including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties and events. Under the nonprofit sector, Gakai of Chicago will cater towards single black mothers and single black fathers and provide them with basic resources such as on-site child daycare, support groups, food pantries, which would consist of a recreational center for black youths, mentoring programs, and academic tutors. It will be governed by an advisory board. Gakai of Chicago will be membership-based and operate for the mutual benefit of our members and students. Also, any earnings we make will be returned to our members in the forms of lower prices through our quality programs and services. Our members come first, and we will be committed to providing trust and understandable information to them. My vision for Africa. My vision goes beyond Black America. I desire to reconnect with my ancestral homeland, which is Africa. After we get our film project fully funded and made and the proceeds from the film starts pouring in, then I would be in a better position financially to purchase property in Chicago, buy office equipment, and hire qualified Black middle class professionals and African immigrants in America to assist me in making sure our business will be effective and successful for years to come. We will expand our Christian business to 10 African nations, And I already mentioned that earlier. We will go through the proper channels with their government to start our NGO, non-government organization. We, we will offer private employment to our members based on our budget and sponsorship. We will provide infrastructure for clean running water, agricultural technology to feed the people, and most of all, help improve the African economy. That's the whole purpose of us coming to Africa, and in exchange for citizenship. In time, we will expand to Brazil and Afro-Caribbean islands. I am just one black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. I need your help to move Gurkam from behind the computer into the urban communities that need our talents and skills. I believe this act of human collaboration across an open platform is essential to the low-income African American community and our collective future. Over here, we're trying to build a multi-billion-dollar business with the help of brave and smart black people and African people on my team. This is a Nehemiah assignment that will change the black world as we know it, if given the chance. Those who have rejected my vision and plan for Black America for the past 32 years will not be a part of my Christian business. This will be membership based. Over here, we separate ourselves from off-code Negroes, con artists, urban terrorists, degenerates, and pedophiles. When we expand to Africa, we're coming to solve social issues on the continent like I said before, load shedding or rolling blackouts in exchange for dual citizenship. With trading that builds wealth, that's why London became the wealthiest city in the Western Hemisphere and the first city to reach 1 million people in population because they had the Thames River where people would get together to have trade. We have to invest in each other and stop viewing the African American community as some poor, pathetic group of people with no intellectual capital, nothing to offer, because that's where I came from. Our motto is intelligence over ignorance. Your CAM is about raising the bar wherever we go, whether it's here in Black America, on the African continent, in the Caribbean, or in Brazil. We're going to raise that bar. We got to get past this idea of whether or not people like us. When Pharrell Williams talk about what he's doing, which is phenomenal, he mentions, for example, that he had something where they gave between $20,000 and $250,000 called Econ Spaces. I would like to see black-owned business that has the ability and has the economic privilege to spend $1 billion a year or more than they're actually making, and do that for a number of years and not be in bankruptcy. A lot of black-owned businesses go under because the banks won't loan them the money like they do with Sam Walton, who started Walmart. All of his children are multi-billionaires. When Sam Walton first started Walmart, he was close to bankruptcy. If Sam Walton had been black, then there would be no Walmart. In God's timing, once the Chicago is up and running, we plan on hiring thousands of intelligent black people and African people who will teach our students and members about economics to millions of people all across the United States of America and on the African continent. We just don't have the funding at this time, and a lot of you have businesses that are in the same situation. So the black Elon Musk, the black Mark Zuckerberg, and the black Bill Gates never get a chance to explore their greatness because they don't have access to capital due to systematic racism. Please leave a public comment on my YouTube page about the topic. Most of all, share this video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support us on our PayPal page, purchasing items from our virtual store, purchasing my revised book, or sending a direct donation through our GoFundMe page. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this video podcast in the comments section. If you're listening to this audio podcast on Spotify, just click on the YouTube icon and select the About section. Then scroll down to links. Peace and blessings.